During the first two parts of this conversation, it was revealed to me that there are a number of women who are reporting high levels of dissatisfaction sexually in the bedroom. And for this reason, I thought it would be beneficial if we take a look at your process, sister, for determining whether or not the man that you might have some interest in, your process of determining whether or not he will be able to provide that certain level of satisfaction to you in the bedroom. Now, I want to set the stage this way. I'm going to focus on single women in this segment. There was a time when men and women married out of responsibility to raise the family. There was a time where your satisfaction in the bedroom was not a point of contention, but those times have changed. Now, in keeping with the times, sister, you have put yourself in a very unique position. No one has ever seen women in this country in the position that women are in today. A lot of change has taken place, and I would say the majority of the change has been for the better. But when it comes to relating to men, that's something that you really have to be careful not to try to undermine the natural process of how men and women come together. I'm going to give you a scenario that has probably played itself out in many of your lives, women, because these days you are doing well. And I have to say that I'm very proud of what you have accomplished when given the opportunity. Since the women's liberation movement, since the divorce revolution, since the sexual revolution, society and its rules have changed. Now, women are able to voice their desires, sexual desires freely, able to start a family and remain single, when there was a time when those events were considered an abomination, if you will. You were an outcast, or you were ostracized for being with child without a husband. Well, those days are gone. Now you can be sexually active, and society doesn't generally show outward opposition. But that doesn't change the nature of how a man perceives you as his woman. That does not change, though society has evolved, that does not change the psyche of the man that you have determined is a good man, and you want this man in your life. Well, the question is, how does he perceive you? How does he perceive your process? Does your process of finding out whether or not he will be able to provide satisfaction to you, in not just in the fact that he works hard, or that he's educated, or that he can be honest with you and he can communicate with you, but that he brings the right amount of fireworks to the bedroom? What is your process in finding out if he is that man, and does that process compromise your virtue, sister? If you show a man that you have money in the bank, or that you have access to money, that you could provide him with decent shelter, and you can provide him with transportation, and you can offer to feed him and put clothes on his back. There are not too many men who will not take you up on your offer temporarily. No matter how much the rules change, sister, a quote unquote real man is actually not for sale. He will not allow you to auction him off or persuade him by your collection of artifacts. I'm talking about a real man who qualifies as the type of man that you say that you want. A good brother, a real man is how you put it. Well, he's not interested in all of those things. He's actually still looking for a virtuous woman, and I'll tell you why. If your process does not preserve your virtue, then his perception of you is going to place you in a category that you may or may not belong. And we're going to do a little math here to make my point. It finally happened. After you've gone out on so many dates, after so many phone calls and conversations, breakups, blind dates, text messages, inboxes, emails, all manner of connectivity, you finally find yourself with this man that you think he's perfect. I can get him. Why? Because you are under the misconception that you can get or achieve or obtain who or whatever you want. Why? You were the one who wanted to major in a certain degree plan, and you did that. You accomplished that. Congratulations. And you wanted to ascertain a certain career, and you've done that, and you're making good money. Congratulations. And you made an offer to the realtor to live in this fine home, and you made that happen. Congratulations again. You made the offer to the automobile dealer so that you can drive a very nice car or two, and you've accomplished that. And so in your mind, you think you get to pick and choose who and what you will, but it doesn't work like that when it comes to men, real men. See, the process is that he has to see you as the apple of his eye. And though you might have made him an offer, and he might have accepted your offer temporarily, you never stop to think that you are not the apple of his eye, that his heart perhaps is somewhere else. He might have an emotional commitment somewhere else, but for the sake of being satisfied in all of these areas, including the bedroom, you overlook the fact that he may not be available 100% for you. He might already be married, for that matter, but for the sake of temporary pleasure, you overlook that fact. See, he can accept your offer, but unless he actually chooses you, then you really don't have a deal. Now, you look good on paper, sister. And this gentleman that you have fallen for, you saw him and you said, he's perfect for me. He looks good on paper, and you guys might look good together on paper, but the biggest issue is he has added up the many years that you have been single, and he has added up in his mind that even if you have gone out with one man on a date per month, that doesn't seem like a lot. One man per month, that's 12 men per year. That's 120 men over a 10-year period. And you're in your 40s and or 50s or nearing that. Well, somehow that has affected the perception of your virtue negatively in his mind. And the man that you're looking for and the man that you want in your life and in front of you, he wants to be able to say that every man can't have had access to you. Not that many men have spent that amount of time with you. But all of the phone calls and all of the dates and all of the dances, at some point it begins to affect his perception of your virtue. Now, that doesn't mean that you slept with everyone that you went out with. But when a man meets a woman, the one thing that has not changed is that we want to be able to say that there is something special about you. And what makes you special is that it's not that many men who can say that they have had time with you, have shared pleasantries with you, have shared thoughts and emotions and kisses and what have you. This could be taking you completely out of the running for the type of man that you say you are qualified for. And so if your process does not preserve your virtue, because you got to remember, there was a time when a man made a commitment to a woman knowing everything but what she was like in the bedroom. And now that has been reversed. Now he knows that up front. He knows that out the gate. And you never stop to think that that could possibly be the very reason why he is not able to fully commit to you. Why? Because there is a thing about virtue that is still, it outranks all of the fireworks that you can bring to the bedroom. It outranks all of the fine cars that you might drive. It outranks anything that any place you might can take this, brother, your virtue. That's what makes you special to us. Now, he doesn't want to think about you exchanging all of your smiles and hugs and quality time with some limitless number of men. You don't have to take my word for it. But remember, I'm only here to help. Think about your process of determining if this man is completely compatible with you. If it involves you taking him on a test drive, let me tell you this. You're going to have to hit the brakes. You're going to have to get your sexual appetite under control. If, in fact, you are looking for a certain type of brother and a certain type of relationship, he is looking for a certain type of woman. And the very first thing, the most important thing that he's going to look for is a woman of virtue. And remember, I want for you guys what I want for myself. I want you to be happy. I want you to be healthy. I want you to live a life of longevity and wonderful fulfillment. But above all these things combined, I wish upon you many, many blessings. Let's get back to virtue. That is the one thing that evolution will not be able to erase. I'm looking forward to your response. My name is Jay Jackson.